You gotta make it, we gotta stop wanting a 24-year-old to have the same understanding and capacity as a 44-year-old, because this is why I've been fighting so hard to get juvenile court to go up to 25. Up until they're 25, their little brain ain't even developed.
Yeah, you got that right. Mm-hmm.
Decision making and risk assessment. So that part of their brain is not functioning properly yet.
So of course they're making bad decisions. Of course.
Which is why we shouldn't be imprisoning 20-year-olds.
Comrades, welcome to Not All Hood. Sometimes the best conversations are the ones you don't plan. This episode honestly wasn't even supposed to happen. I mean, not like this, but when activist Kimberly Latrice Jones continued talking after the show, we kept the cameras rolling. As she talked about a plan for Black America, she shared her wisdom and her heartfelt emotions about who we are as a people. For those of you who are watching this, at several points, Kim doesn't even look at the camera because she wants to include the producing team in on the conversation. We all really wanted to engage in this eye-opening talk. So what you're about to hear is unfiltered and unplanned, which honestly made it even better. Enjoy the conversation.
When we had a local election, I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we had no youth vote. Like, young people were not registering to vote, right? Mm-hmm. I went to MTV. I went to all these different places. I raised about $300,000. I threw a Gucci concert that you could only get in with your voter registration card. Could buy a ticket. You couldn't buy a ticket. You couldn't win it on the radio. You couldn't do any of that. I had Gucci headline. I had what's the girl? It's not Atlanta. What's her name?
I do not know.
Amaretta.
Okay, Amaretta.
Amaretta. I had T.I.'s son, Damani. And then I did a talent show for HBCUs. I brought out every music executive I know in town. I had Ray Daniels there. I had Jazzy Faye. I had Prophet. I had every major music executive in town come out for the talent show.
Yeah.
Then I had Damani, Amaretta, and Gucci, but you could only get the ticket. Your voter registration card was the only way you could get the ticket. So once I get them all in the room, then I put Alfred Shivy Brooks, who is on the school board here. But you know where they know Shivy from? They don't know the Shivy from when to being on the school board. They know Shivy because he won Freestyle Fridays at 106 in Park. So then I had Shivy explain to them why it was important. I had Drewski come up there and explain to them why it was important. People thought it was a misuse of $300,000. I thought it was a perfect use because I had 10,000 kids in the building under the age of 25. The second thing is I talk to them in their language. I make it fly and sexy for them. I don't talk to them the way that I'm 49, almost 50 years old. I don't talk to them about the things the way it matters to them. I talk to them in their language. You know what I do? The girl who owns the cupcake business.
Yeah.
I talked to her about how she has to get in bed with the commissioners and stuff because there is government funds and contracts that can help her business grow. But in order for her to understand where that money's coming from, how it's coming, she got to go to commissioners meetings. Come with me, little sis. I'm going to take you down here. They getting ready to have a mixer. Every year, the lieutenant governor invites me to his Black History event. I take 10 girls in their 20s who own small businesses with me, and I put them in the room where they walk away with money. Now they understand what Ms. Kim is saying.
Money talks.
Money talks. Huh. Money talks. And I keep telling them, your legislator's second biggest job is budget. And I break down for them, when you go on a legislator's website and they're explaining to you, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. They ain't did none of that. They funded the people who did it. So if I say I service 30,000 kids with after-school programs, as the state rep, I didn't fund 30,000 kids. I fund 3 organizations that did it for 10,000 kids, and I gave them the money to do it. Mm-hmm. So I teach them from a selfish perspective. Let me show you how to get this money on. Go ahead, let me show you how to get money for your business, for your nonprofit, for your whatever. And I promise you, you put them in a room there, then they're hearing all the other conversations. They get savvy. Because then, they got hearts. So while they're in the room trying to get money, They're hearing about the daycare up the road that's getting ready to get closed and how they're trying to pass an ordinance to keep it open. And they're saying, hey, I got my clothing business up the street. Now they feel obligated. I'm going to donate 20 backpacks. You got to make it, we got to stop wanting a 24-year-old to have the same understanding and capacity as a 44-year-old, because this is why I've been fighting so hard to get juvenile court to go up to 25. Up until they're 25, their little brain ain't even developed.
Yeah, you got that right. Mm-hmm.
The prefrontal cortex is not fully developed. What does the prefrontal cortex manage? Decision-making and risk assessment. So that part of their brain is not functioning properly yet.
So of course they're making bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
Of course.
Which is why we shouldn't be imprisoning 20-year-olds.
Of course, this is why. So I went out with an AR-15 and shot the hook.
His brain ain't developed. He doesn't understand how to manage his emotions, particularly if he doesn't have a, come on now, let's talk real, especially if he ain't got no man in his life. If he manages decisions the way he saw his mama manage decisions, which is to crash out.
And young boys mature differently.
Listen, I tell Jill this all the time. People didn't understand why I did. When my boys was 13 and 12, I took them to their daddy house and left them. I'm done.
Yeah.
Nothing I'm going to do for you right now is going to make you be great. The only reason I would have kept my boys with me, come on, sweet spirit. The only reason I would have kept my boys with me was to be selfish. Was to look in my boys for a love that I didn't get for my man. That was their daddy's job at that point. And let me tell you where my kid's at now.
Mm-hmm.
My 19-year-old is on a full academic ride on a track to be a lawyer. My 18-year-old is a bomb builder for the Navy. My boys both got cars. LaJill will tell you, you know why both of my boys got cars? Because their daddy taught them everything on a car. My sons went and worked for a summer, went and bought 4 cars. They bought 2 cars each of the same. One had good body, one had a transmission. My sons dropped the transmission in each other's cars. Their daddy taught them that.
Mm.
And you're saying all that, and they just lowered the criminal age to 14 in D.C. Charged at an adult.
And I'm saying post-adolescence is 18 to 25. So I'm talking about that prefrontal cortex not being developed at 18 and 25. At 14, the sensors in your head don't communicate with each other. You know what that means? The part of your brain that tells you not to do something, and then the part of your brain that does it are not yet talking to each other. So at 14, even if my instincts tell me don't do something, it doesn't communicate to that part of my brain that's telling me to stop. I was scared for our boys. And I know sometimes this passion that I have, it comes off aggressive, but I understand the state of urgency we're in. Sitting in those meetings and hearing what they got planned for our boys, it is a genocide. It is a genocide. It is slavery by a new name. And we worried about young thugs saying whoop-de-doo.
Mm-hmm. But your passion is loud and clear, and your voice makes people listen. And that's why you keep on getting invited, right? Because we want people to know, learn, and grow more from people just like you. So your passion is not aggressive. In fact, aggressive is what we need for people to actually listen. That's how kids talk. That's how adults talk.
That's how they get it.
Yeah, that is how they understand it. So your language is a language that people actually understand.
You know what's so funny? Full circle. I remember when I was on the CBS Mornings with Gayle King, and I was referred to as angry. Obviously not by Gayle, but we know who was referred to as angry. And it took me about 10 seconds to respond. The only time I ever took, I've been on all the talk shows, Breakfast Club, Daily Show. Never takes me too long to respond, right? I remember that being called angry on national TV took me a second to respond. And my first instinct was to say, I'm not angry. But you know what? I realized in that moment, it's funny because it's what we was talking about earlier with Dr. Black. I realized that you were not going to demonize my anger for your comfort. And so I turned and I looked and I said, maybe, but it's righteous anger. It's righteous. Because sometimes we are so focused on being right, we ain't concerned about being righteous. And there's a difference. You can be right and not be righteous. And I hope that is my legacy that I leave when I leave this earth, is to get these kids to be more focused on being righteous than right. Because righteous don't always look cool. Righteous might make you look like a simp. Righteous might make you look like a fool. But I'm okay with not being right, as long as I know every day I get up and I try to be righteous. And that's why I have so much love and light for this man. Because he always encouraged me as a friend to be righteous.
Your message is needed. We appreciate and love you. We do. We do. And the emotions that we feel, especially as Black women, that they don't allow us to feel, it's like we're almost not even allowed to be angry. Why can't we have that? And shouldn't we be the angriest of them all?
I will never, ever again make anybody make me feel bad about being righteous, about being angry. Because I can't remember exactly what the quote is. And I wish I could remember who said it, because I like to cite people. Because people steal from me all the time and don't cite.
So you won't be fair, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh. It probably is a Bowen quote. I steal a lot from Bowen. I steal a lot from Bowen. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, as a community, forget what's happening in the exterior world. The one thing that we need to practice is love.
Yeah.
It is Bowen. It's the one thing we haven't tried. Love. Is love. I love y'all.
And we love you. That's right. We do. And we love the love you give. Yes. We love the love you give. It's funny, most of the things that people really value and desire are really free for you to give up. Love, respect, time, your ear, conversation, a hug. Most things that people really want at the end of the day, even if they're sitting in $1 million mansion, if they're in there alone, they want somebody to be
Miserable if you're in there alone.
That's right. All the stuff that they want from people really is stuff money can't buy. That's why I always like to give it. I'll tell Choice, well, it's free. It's free. I don't mind giving it. I mean, especially if it's going to make somebody better, because sometimes people don't know how to ask for it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that much from me to give of myself. And you give up yourself in so many ways, and it makes a huge difference, because people are wondering, who's listening to me? And you obviously are.
Hey, I don't, I've got to the point where I don't care how many people are listening, just that somebody's listening, because I'd rather have 10 lions than 1 million sheep. Get way more done.
We like your roar.
We like your roar, Kev. Kev.
It is an advice that you can give to the youth, knowing what is coming for them. What would you, or maybe
Collaborate. Stay together. Y'all stronger together. And hold each other accountable in righteousness and love. Pull your homie's coat tag. Like pull your homie's coattail. When he's doing wrong, tell him he's doing wrong. And create a culture where it's received. Where it's like, all right, I might be wild.
Right.
I'm tripping. I'm going, all right, y'all, my bad. I lost it for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's create a culture where we auto-correct each other. Because then when we do that, the judge don't get to correct you. Oof. The police don't get to correct you. The jailer don't get to correct you. The principal don't get to correct you. The hospital don't get to correct you. Oof. We got to correct each other.
I think in our community, in our schools, that we should have some focus on emotional intelligence. For sure. And financial literacy. I would push the financial literacy. Yeah, of course we need it, right? But emotional intelligence is what we need first.
Yeah, because I'm Gen X. There are very significant things about my generation that I miss. Listen, I tell people this story all the time. I'll never forget one day I was being disrespectful to my mother.
Uh-oh. Who got to you?
Man, my sister took me in my room and folded me like a pretzel. Right? This is my big sister.
Yeah.
I thought I could take her. Incorrect.
Is this the nurse?
No, this is my adoptive sister, Tamika. And my sister beat me up so bad. Oh my God. But you know what? I took that butt whooping and went on and lived another day. I never thought about loading up a weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never plotted. I didn't hate her. I didn't, and this is not about the condoning violence. What I'm saying is I needed to be corrected in that moment. And I had hurt my mother so bad that my mother couldn't even look at me in the moment.
My uncle got my nephew like that. Like, got my cousin like that.
Yeah.
My cousin disrespected his mother. And my uncle said, "That's your mom?" Oh.
Lamont said that. Lamont said that when he was on this show.
Yeah.
My uncle caught me in the basement one time with the same thing. And so when Lamont said it, I was like, you in the basement with it?
No, we gotta have enough uncles. We need some uncles.
Real uncles.
So my uncle says, that's my sister. I don't love you more than I love my sister. I said, damn, that's powerful. At the time I thought about that. I was like, why would you?
Listen, the one time my son really, like my oldest son, really hurt my feelings, we sent him to boarding school for high school.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And so
Well, New England somewhere,
no,
Pennsylvania?
he was at the all boys boarding school in Chattanooga, Macaulay.
Oh, okay.
So I went up there for a parents' weekend and he hurt my feelings. And that's my sweet baby. So he had never hurt my feelings before. He hurt my feelings. I got in the car, I called his dad. I called and I'm a tough girl. So I called his dad and I broke down on the phone. I cried. His dad said, "You still up there at the school?" I said, "Yeah." Now keep in mind, he in Atlanta. Chattanooga 2-hour drive. He got in his car. He told my son, "That's my partner, not you. If your mother ever call me again, sounding like she sound, I'm gonna forget you, my son." That one ain't never said that. And
One more again.
because he don't want to smoke with his papa. And we don't have enough of that accountability. I know we hear the clickbait word of accountability all over the internet, and it's, it's boiled down to Black women don't hold themselves accountable. Black men don't hold themselves accountable. We as a community don't hold ourselves accountable. Because we have lost that, but part of why we have lost that is everybody's accessibility to a weapon. Because just let me tell you something. If the OG checked you at the grocery store when I was a kid, you weren't going to do anything but concede respect.
Yeah.
OGs don't want to check you. People blame the OGs. OGs don't want to check you at the grocery store no anymore because the YN might come back and shoot the OG.
I saw some YNs in the video yesterday. The police officer was sitting there, like, on the corner, and the YNs turned the corner, and what I tell you, they pulled guns out, pointed it, and the officer was just sitting there, and the people said, "You not gonna do nothing, officer?" And the guy said, "I wouldn't do nothing either. Let them have it. They good. No. The police officers were scared of the YNs. Rightfully so.
Mm. But the reason these boys have so much anger, angst, all this stuff built up inside of them, kids like structure.
Yeah.
Like we're pretending like they don't. Their homes are not structured. Their lives are not structured. The reason why we're wondering why our girls have prioritized their sexuality above their respect,
The butts and the lashes
and all of that, and the twerking online and all of this stuff and everything that's going on is because they also lack structure. And kids need structure. Kids. LaJill got me watching all these crazy white reality shows, right? I'd be like, LaJill, what are we watching today? She'd be like, now this one called Arranged. And she has me watching this show. If y'all get a second to watch it, I'm telling you, go watch it. Go watch season 1. Just watch season 1. I don't need you to watch nothing else. It's all about people in America, modern day, who their families are still arranging marriages, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Gypsies. There's a Romney family, a gypsy family. They married them at 18. At 17, they start letting people know this one available.
kind of groom them.
We trying to match this one, right? But here's the cold case about it. Say Troy and his wife, right? They're having an issue. And then she leaves.
Yeah.
That would never happen in real life. But she leaves.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, first they got to live with the parent.
You got to live with the parents the first years of your marriage. You're not allowed to go get a house by yourself. Those first years of your marriage, a suite has been made for you, and you're supposed to stay there until you have your first child, because the grandmother is supposed to be there to train the wife.
And she's really supervising the marriage as it grows.
She's supervising the marriage.
And the father too.
And
right?
the father too. But let's say his wife does something.
Yeah.
Lane can't talk to her. Me, you, LaJill, the women of the family, we go sit and talk to her. If he does something, the men sit and talk to him. And then, say they decide they want to act real crazy.
Right.
And she leave and she go to Lane's house and she I'm not coming back. The family council calls a meeting with the deacons and everybody in the council starts talking about, here's the important part, what steps we need to do to keep this marriage together.
And this is the gypsy,
this is the Romney culture.
Romney culture.
Yes.
It's down.
The whole family comes together, and the whole family, when you listen to them talk, this is the part that made me fall in love with them. When you listen to them talk, the whole family's ambition is to keep y'all together.
Right. All right, that's it for this episode of Not All Hood. We appreciate you listening and joining in the conversation and just being a part of it all.
We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this episode with a friend, and let us know what resonated with you.
There's a lot of you guys ordering merch. Please, please, please send us a pic rocking your merch, and we'll feature in some upcoming posts. And thank you, community, for being a part of this. We see you.
All right, also make sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube, on Fanbase, on Instagram, and really do that to stay locked into all of our future episodes.
Be sure to support the movement. Grab your merch at www.notallhoodmerch.shop. Every purchase helps us keep the conversation alive.
We've got some powerful conversations coming up, so don't miss next week's episode. Thank you guys for joining us.